Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren, and today we will be going through Gate 9, the Temple of the King, in Around the Tarot in 78 Days, a personal journey through the cards by Marcus Katz and Tally Goodwin. So let's get right into it, because I think this is a fairly long spread as well. Like the last one I think was 10 cards. This one is 10 cards as well, kind of. It's more like an 8-card spread. So the blurb at the top says, "It has been a long journey and you have realized your spiritual vision. As you begin to understand the wisdom of tarot, you also begin to wonder how you may use the experiences of this journey in your life. How will you bring back some of the knowledge of tarot into your world? The Temple of the King awaits your presence for this final illumination to be given. You will learn tarot to engage life, not escape it." So this is the devotion spread for returning home. So what you're going to do is you are going to remove the Empress and the Hierophant card from your deck and place them side by side. And we're going to be drawing random cards out of our mini deck. I will go ahead and put what cards are in this mini deck, but basically it's all of the majors that it's all the cards that we've been through so far in this book. So if you've been following along, otherwise it's going to be the 10s through 3s. So the aces and 2s will stay out. All of the court cards except for the kings, and then I'll put on the screen the major cards that need to be in this mini deck. It's not really a mini deck anymore. This is like 61 cards, I believe, 63 if you count these two. So we are moving right along. We're coming close to the end. So all right, so you're going to remove the Empress and the Hierophant, put them side by side, and then you're going to ask, the question that we're going to ask is, what can I learn and teach the world through my life? So the Empress in this spread is going to represent understanding, and the Hierophant is going to represent wisdom. So each pair of cards that you're going to pick is going to show a different level of your spiritual path as to what you can learn, which is this column. The Empress column is the learning column, and what you can teach, which is the Hierophant column. So this should be interesting. So we're going to shuffle and ask, what can I learn and teach the world through my life? What can I learn and teach the world through my life? What can I learn and teach the world through my life? What can I learn and teach the world through my life? So Empress column is the learn column. Hierophant is the teach column. Now, the first level is the spiritual level, which is the highest divine inspiration of your personal path. So what can I learn and teach the world on a spiritual level? Okay. We've got the Knight of Swords under learn. And we've got the 10 of Pentacles under teach. So on a spiritual level, what do these two cards mean? So on a spiritual level with the Knight of Swords, something that I can learn from this is to think more and say less. When it comes to maybe my spirituality or what's going on in my spiritual life. Maybe try to keep some of that more to myself instead of feeling as if I need to share it with everybody. That could be something that I could learn from this card. And also just to know that how important communication is, how important it is to swiftly say what you need to get across and be really succinct with it and very clear. Maybe on a spiritual level, making my my intentions clear, like as far as when I'm doing spiritual work, you know, making sure that my intention is very clear, having a clear intention, and maybe even saying it out loud so that it's not quite so that's more direct and not quite so open-ended. So that's something that I could learn on a spiritual level. Now, something I can teach on a spiritual level, we got the 10 of Pentacles. So the 10 of Pentacles is about family and legacy and, you know, culture and things of that nature, you know, things that are passed down. So I think being as this is something that is coming up in what I can teach, this is asking me to make sure that my spirituality, what I'm doing here, doesn't die with me, that it goes on, you know, that I'm not that it's something that I can pass down and that I can be proud of, and something that is worth mentioning, just like if someone was a very devout Catholic or, you know, one of the more mainstream religions, you know, if someone's very devout in what they do and really puts a lot of time and energy and effort into their spirituality as far as religion, like, you know, organized religion goes, and that sometimes gets passed down, you know, families are born into that I should make this kind of my legacy, make my spiritual work, my work with tarot, my work with other, you know, witchcraft or whatever you want to call it, my spiritual path, you know, take it just as seriously as somebody would take, you know, a family who was born and raised in Catholicism or something of that nature. That just because this is a little bit more eclectic, just because this is a little bit more off the beaten path, it doesn't make it any less worthy of being passed on. Not that you know, not that I would ever force anybody. That goes against exactly why I'm not, because I was raised in a religious household, but I am not religious in any way, shape, or form because of that kind of cramming down the throat type of a situation. But yeah, so I think what I can teach is, you know, what I'm doing is just as worthy of being passed down and being my legacy as any other type of spirituality would be. Okay, so then the second card we're going to pick, or the second row, is the social level at which you work with others. So what can I teach, or what can I learn and teach on a spiritual level, or no, on a social level with others, on a social level? What can I teach on a social level? All right. So learning, we've got, geez, another knight. Okay. So we've got another knight under teach, and we've got the 8 of Wands under learning. Okay. So we've got the Knight of Pentacles under what I can teach, or I'm sorry, learn. Man, that's like, it's a little bit confusing. I have to keep looking at the book, but okay. So on a social level, what can I learn? I got the Knight of Pentacles, which is heir of earth. And this is the slowest knight. And as far as what I can learn from this knight on a social level at which I work with others, is patience. I can learn from him that you can get where you're going efficiently, even if you're not going there at double speed. You know, some things just take more time to get to. Some things you have to take more time to learn. I need to learn to be patient with others. Their pace of learning may be slower than mine. Their pace of picking things up may be slower than mine, or mine may be slower than theirs. And there's a learning curve there. So that is something that I can learn, is patience with others. And then what I can teach, we've got the Eight of Wands, which is a movement card, which is like a get up and go, a momentum card. And I think so what I can teach maybe is how to more efficiently absorb information and put it into practice, rather than having to stew on it for so long. So where I can learn to be more patient with people who maybe don't do things the way that I would do them, I can also teach them to move in the ways that I would, and maybe where my way is a little bit more efficient, I can teach socially, on a social level, I can teach that. I don't know. That's just how I'm reading it. Okay, and then the third level is the inner level of your creativity, dreams, and vision. So what can I learn and teach on the inner level of creativity, dreams, and vision? What can I learn and teach on an inner level? What can I learn and teach on an inner level? All right. Learn the Star and teach the Queen of Wands. Okay. So what I can learn on an inner level, we've got the Star. This is a card of hope and of faith, and something that I don't, not that I don't have hope, but I don't really have a whole lot of faith in any one thing, right? When I think faith, I kind of think religion a little bit. It's kind of a trigger word for me. Blind faith to me is kind of it just doesn't seem very smart. And putting all of your trust into something that is maybe not tangible still feels a little shadowy for me. So I think I could learn on an inner level to have a little bit more faith in the universe. That it's cliche, but that the universe has my back. And then what I can teach, we got the Queen of Wands. And in this deck, the Queen of Wands is a very magical looking witch with her cauldron and her cat and her hat and her wand. So I think that, what I can teach is a inner faith in yourself. To have more faith in yourself than you do in anything outside of you. That's what I can teach on an inner level. So learning about having faith in the universe and trusting the universe, and teaching trusting yourself and seeing yourself as deity, if that makes sense. Okay, and then the last one is the daily level at which you live in all of your actions. So what can I teach or what can I learn and teach on a daily level? What can I learn and teach on a daily level? Okay. What can I learn and teach on a daily level? I'm learning the world. Oh, God. Okay. And I'm teaching the Queen of Swords. So we've got another queen here. We've got 2 knights, 2 queens, which is interesting. So what I can learn on a daily level, man, if tarot doesn't smack you in the face sometimes, I've got a lot to learn on a daily level. The world to me is all encompassing. It is everything. You know, it's very literal. It's the world. It's you know, it's a lot. There's lots, everything. There is so much to learn. I have got a lot to learn on a daily level is what this card is telling me. Basically the world card in this position is saying, girl, we could do a whole spread on just this one position because you've got a lot to learn. And what I can teach on a daily level is, man, the Queen of Swords to me is usually a very direct person, somebody who is very fluid with their words. They can speak what they are thinking very well and communicate very well. And I don't feel like that's really a strong suit of mine. So the fact that this card is coming up in something that I can teach, you know, being direct and having those conversations, having those confrontations that maybe are uncomfy, that's not something I'm strong in. So this is an interesting card to come up in this position for me. But that might be something I need to look into because I feel like I have been getting better at communication. I don't know if I should teach anything about communication at this point. But with the dog here, that also is a symbol of loyalty. And so that may have something to do with it too. You know, the loyalty that the dog symbolizes, along with the communication and the directness. Like, it may just be, you know, with people in your inner circle instead of, you know, it's daily, right? So it's people that you see daily, things that you do daily, your daily life, in and out, mundane things. You know, communicating well, the importance of communication, the importance of loyalty, and the importance of being direct. But also the importance of knowing how much words can actually hurt and cut, and, you know, because they can. So, yeah, that's how I'm reading this. And I guess, the universe is telling me that I am strong in that aspect right now. So that's not a bad thing. So let's see. We've got swords. We've got pentacles. We've got wands. Swords, pentacles, wands. What's missing? We don't have any cups. So that tells me, you know, just that something that I could really use is a little bit of water energy here in this reading. Just an interesting thing that I noticed. Everything else is pretty balanced. It's just we want a little bit of everything, and when there's no water, you know, you can't live without water, and so it's important to kind of, for me to kind of introduce some watery elements into my life. All right, so let's read on in the book really quick here. So you're going to make a note of these in your journal and see how the levels interact with each other, like a tuning fork. Notice where there are strong patterns. That's kind of what we were just talking about with the missing water. Notice lower numbered cards, which might indicate potential. So the only numbered cards that we had was 8 and 10. It says, notice lower numbered cards that might indicate potential you haven't yet realized, or higher numbered cards, which show that this area of your life is coming to an end. So, you know, there's a couple cards here where maybe the energies within these cards are maybe getting to a point where it's going to complete and start over again, right? Okay, and then the Temple of the King is a place of devotion and homecoming through the 2 pillars of understanding and wisdom. It's a place where we create our home through our daily life divined. That is the end of this gate. So we have passed through the Temple of the King with the devotion spread for returning home. And now we're on to the 2s are coming up. The 2s. So let's see, it'll be a few more days until the next gate. And if I'm not mistaken, give me a second here. So our next gate is our last gate. And then after that, there's a few more cards after our next gate. And then that concludes our journey through the cards in this book, Around the Tarot in 78 Days by Marcus Katz and Tally Goodwin, which is crazy to think that we've come this far so quickly. It seems like it's gone so quickly. But I, for one, am very proud of myself for sticking with this book. And I know that I will stick through it till the end. I'm already, I'm a little bit ahead in making my posts. I'm about a week ahead. So I've only got a few more days left, to write posts for. And, I'm just very proud of myself for following through with this and finishing what I started. I'm extremely excited to, announce what I'm going to be doing for next month. This has been a little bit over a month because obviously 78 days is a little bit longer than a month. It's a couple months actually, but for the month of November, I have decided that I want to do another book. I'm going to try and get through an entire book in a month, which means that we'll have to do more than 1 card per day. For November, I would like to study Lenormand. So I've got 3 books here, and I'm hoping that you guys can help me decide which one to do. I have got The Essential Lenormand, Your Guide to Precise and Practical Fortune Telling by Raina George. This is a highly recommended book on Lenormand. So it's one that I've had in my library and I have not read yet. So I would, I'd like to read it at some point, wondering if this is the book for November. That's one of them. The second one is another book by Marcus Katz and Tally Goodwin, Learning Lenormand. This book I think I got at the Half Price bookstore, just like the book that we're going through now. And so yeah, so I don't know much about this book. I haven't heard anything good or bad about this book. Traditional Fortune Telling for Modern Life is what the tagline is here. So I don't know. I don't know if this is the one. Hopefully somebody can help me make this decision. Last but not least, Camellia Elias, Read Like the Devil, The Essential Course in Reading at Lenormand Oracle. This one is one that I've had I actually started this one, but I did not finish it. But it is one that I would like to finish. So I have 2 Lenormand decks. Once I decide what books I'm going to do, I will decide which deck I'm going to use, and maybe I'll introduce you to both. One of them is a deck that I purchased, one of them is a deck that I made. So I can show you both of those in a video if you'd like. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in seeing my Lenormand decks that I have. I have quite a few fortune telling decks. Not all of them are Lenormand per se. They're very, very close, but they don't have all of the cards. So I ended up having to purchase a actual Lenormand when I got this book. But then I went ahead and made my own Lenormand deck anyway. So I'll show you both. I might use both in the month of November. I'm not sure, but you know, I'm up for suggestions as well. So we've got 3 books to choose from. Read Like the Devil by Camellia Elias, The Essential Lenormand by Raina George, or Learning Lenormand by Marcus Katz and Tally Goodwin. I would love to know what you think. Which one do you think I should use in November? Are you interested in hearing about Lenormand? So that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope that you got something out of this spread. Let me know if you're following along. Let me know what you think of the spread. If you did it yourself, what you thought of the cards that you got, and yeah, and then follow me on Facebook. I am Tarot with Lauren on Facebook. I am Reiki Tarot Ritual on Instagram. We do have a really fun witchy small biz networking group on Facebook as well. If you have a small business, come on over and join us over there. Let's see what else. I think that's it. So everybody, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will talk at you next gate. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye.